Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals, your weekly dive into all things Nintendo with a couple of friends. Tonight, we're talking about F-Zero 99 updates, Princess Peach Showtime, and keyboard winning the Splatfest. But in addition to that, we're going to be recruiting Nintendo characters to perform a heist. We're talking all of that and more. Yeah, he forgot to hit the intro. For those joining us for the live recording of the show, welcome in twitch.tv/Nintendo_pals. We record Friday nights, and the advantage to that is that Nintendo never posts anything on the weekends, so we're completely safe until Pokemon Presents happens on a Saturday. But that didn't happen this time around, and we got news and stuff to talk about and games we're playing. But first off, I've gotta shout out some things. One, thank you to everybody who has been checking out my streams over on Andros1, twitch.tv/Andros1. We are wrapping up March Mayhem, streaming every day, month of March. It has been a total blast. And huge thanks to all of the community members that have turned out for that. But guess what? It's not too late to join in because I will still be streaming there. So you could still become a part of that awesome streaming community where I do Zelda challenges and other Nintendo varietous things. What else is there? If you want to be an awesome Nintendo pal, you could help us to take over the world by leaving us a 5-star review. We're going to take over the world by you, dear listener, leaving us a 5-star review on your podcast listening app of choice. Apple, Spotify, Podchaser, Audible, all those places that you leave 5-star reviews. It helps the show out immensely. I can't stress this enough. The more 5-star reviews we get, the more our content is pushed to the world. And that's how we take over the world, is through your help. Your 5 stars are used for the betterment of mankind and for pushing this podcast to more people.
It's a little debatable.
Betterment of mankind. I think what we're doing is good for the world. How? I'll get back to you on that. But in the meantime, Michael, let's talk with our first segment of our show and cue up the soundboard that you're ready to talk about what you're playing. You got it. Michael, what have you been playing lately?
Not too much recently. Actually, I'll open this up and double check.
What? Not too much recently.
I think all I've played this last week is Splatoon 3. As part of the winning Splatfest team, of course. Keyboard.
You're on Team Keyboard.
Heck yeah.
It's a good one. And they won.
Yep, thanks to all those matches I lost.
Yeah.
Somehow I'm sure that contributed.
I don't really understand still how Splatfast scoring really even works.
Well, they changed it recently.
Yeah, but good job, Team Keyboard.
Because they have like the 5 categories, and the winner of each category gets points, but now the second place in each category gets some points as well.
Oh, I see that now. 90 points. Oh, conch shells are worth a lot of points. What the heck? Oh no, they're worth less points than open and pro and tricolor battle is worth so many points. What the heck?
Heck yeah.
And votes is worth
at,
like nothing.
Yeah, which I think is probably pretty reasonable.
I think that's unreasonable. That's not democracy. This is like votes are what should make up the majority.
This is a meritocracy. What are those called?
I don't know.
Based off of your merits.
Yeah. You have to fight for what you believe in.
Exactly.
No,
you don't just get a vote for what you believe in. That's weak stuff.
Oh, that's weak. Yeah.
Almost sounds like we're trying to start a revolution here or something, and that's
we are not.
What we're trying to do.
We are not, even though we are asking people to help us take over the world, and we do that in every episode. I just bring it up because we are actually among our podcast buddies. We are one of the most rated, not rated. We're one of the most rated podcasts on Nintendo stuffs. So you guys make that. And that's and it's because I constantly am telling you to help us take over the world. People want to get behind a cause, and this is the cause. This is the cause. Nintendo Pals for president of the world. Of the world, we're Nintendo Pals. We're a duo that runs the
president.
Yeah. We're both the president, and that's perfect.
I mean, with the whole world, you kind of have to have a duo president or something. That's just too much.
It's too much for one person. Yeah, and you don't want more than two. Maybe three, but I mean, I've worked for corporations. I know what happens when you put a board of people in charge of something. Nothing good. Board of directors. Yeah, those guys are a bunch of kooks. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't care. So you enjoyed Splatfest?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was a good time. So you're not playing a lot of Nintendo games?
Not playing a lot of any games.
Oh. Would you say that you're kind of going through maybe a non-Nintendo phase?
If anything, you could potentially say I'm just going through a non-game phase.
That's not good.
I've been doing things like going outside, touching grass. It's kind of weird.
It is weird. But no shade to not touching grass. Because I'm not doing that. I'm just kidding. But I played some games this week. I played a bunch of games this week, actually. What do you want to hear about first?
Spelunky.
I didn't play Spelunky. I played Vampire Survivors, though. The new DLC. I don't know if this is in the new DLC or if this is something I just didn't know about, but there's an adventure mode. Could have been.
That's been there for a bit.
The adventure mode where you like go in and play like very specific characters and scenarios.
I haven't played it yet, but I seem to remember hearing something about it like months ago.
Yep, didn't know about it.
A few months ago, where they're like, "Oh yeah, we didn't quite finish the adventure mode for this like free update they had, but we'll have it soon." And then I hadn't played since.
So it's there.
I could be wrong.
It's there. It's fun. I like it. So I played a bit of that, but I might just go back out so that I can finish doing the unlocks for all the DLC stuff. There's still so many characters to unlock. I need to get there's like the entire Among Us crew of colors, and each of them has a different ability. Got to unlock all of those. There's a bunch still. In addition to that, I played some Tears of the Kingdom. Played a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. Been having fun doing Tears of the Kingdom challenges. I finished. I don't know if I finished this prior to last episode recording, but I finished backflipping across Hyrule. I backflipped across the entire map. I played.
Started that?
Maybe not.
last
Yeah, you
podcast
don't remember me talking
I
about it.
don't think so.
And then I also played Floor is Lava, but I did not finish that challenge. That was hard. That was way harder than I thought it was going to be. I think if I do it again, I need just one goal. I'm gonna do this, like get from here to here, something like that. And then I also played Tingle's Balloon Trip of Love.
So
Right,
your
that's
new favorite game?
Tingle's Balloon Trip. Ripened Tingle's Balloon Trip of Love is the full title.
I'm not sure that first word is necessary.
Well, he's very ripened.
I don't even understand what that's supposed to convey.
Uh, well, it's pretty funny. I'd say it's pretty easy. It's a Pajama Sam game. It's that style of game, and almost that style of humor as well, where it's kind of just like slapstick comedy. It's very funny, but it's also pretty easy so far. And apparently, it's pretty long. Time to Beat says it's like 20 hours. I'm like, that's too long
Bad.
for for, for what this game is.
It's 24-hour stream though, right?
Yeah, this is the second game in the Tingle series, and it is a point and click adventure game that is a spoof parody of The Wizard of Oz, and is also a dating sim, like features dating sim elements. I haven't really reached any of the dating sim stuff yet. I did run into what I assume to be the first bachelorette. She was a doctor, and she called me a creep and ran away.
Very understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, this sounds like you'll have to stream it sometime.
No, that wasn't a creep. A pervert. She's like, a pervert, and then ran
That's
away.
even worse.
Tingle literally did nothing. He did have heart eyes when looking at her.
He got
But
dressed in the morning, and I think that was enough.
It's
I assume he's still wearing his signature Tingle outfit.
Yep. Gifted to him by his grandma and grandpa. The plot of the game is you're just like a
What? They should be arrested.
They should be arrested. They shoot you out of a cannon to go to the ball and meet women. It's a great story.
I stand by what I said.
It's a great story. It's so good. It's so good, and it just makes me want this to be a thing. Because that is a Japan exclusive game, so I actually had to like put a patch onto the ROM of the game in order to play with an English translation. It's like, man, they should remake these Tingle games or just re-release them in some form on Switch. They're so it's just so funny. Like, it's like, why does this exist? And every once in a while, you're reminded that this is a Zelda game when it's like, ba, 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 when you find the item, you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm playing a Zelda game. This is in that universe somehow.
Just barely.
It's very funny. So you start the story is you're like a 35-year-old man. You don't have a job. You have no money, no girlfriend. And so he's just sad. He's watching the TV and he sees an ad for a book that's like it's like I don't even remember. It's like, read this adventure. It's like an adventure book that makes him very excited because it's a journey and adventure of a man who goes out and finds love. So he buys the book because it's on sale, even though he has no money. Opens the book,
That's been
and
a good sale.
And a tornado comes out. It was normally 300 rupees. They sold it to me for 2.
Wow.
and he has Amazon Prime because the delivery was instant. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can use your free Amazon Prime Twitch sub to subscribe to Nintendo Pals.
Very smooth. Very smooth.
Yeah. So then he opens the book. A tornado comes out of the book, and he is whisked away to who knows where. But it's basically spoof Wizard of Oz. You have to follow a yellow brick road and everything. I have the
Nice.
straw man, and I think I just got the tin woman. She's like a robot that people thought was an alien, powered by like AAA batteries that I had to go and find and put back into the robot. It's very silly, very fun.
They
Yeah,
like
yeah,
really big AAA batteries, or
yeah. They were pretty big. Yeah, yeah. It's definitely a tingle game. So that's what I played. I don't think I really played anything else. Pokemon Go. I'm always keeping up with the Pokemon Go. Oh,
nice.
yeah. I see we've got Hawk in the chat. Our good friend Barry. Good to see you. Uh, yeah. That's it for what I've been playing. So besides that, I got nothing. Anything else you want to highlight? You've been playing?
I think that's it. Trying to think of what I did with all this time I've had if I haven't been playing games.
Well, I think that's a good time to segue. Let's talk some Nintendo news. All right. So, the latest in Nintendo news. For one, Wes Ball, the named director for the Legend of Zelda live action movie, did an interview, and our resident news expert, Monkey Thunder, had this to say. He seems to be a big Zelda fan, so that makes me more optimistic. Hope that it's good. Uh, here are some of the quotes from the article. He says he thinks he wants it to be serious and cool, but also fun and whimsical.
Sounds very Wind Waker like, some might
Yeah,
say.
are we gonna get Wind Waker? Are we gonna get
Also,
Wind
do
Waker?
like how there's just an image of Wind Waker Link. It's like part of this article. I'm pretty sure he does not mention that specific game at all.
Yeah. He says this. I've been thinking about it for a long freaking time. How cool a Zelda movie would be. I want to fulfill people's greatest desires. I know it's important. This franchise to people. This franchise to people, and I want it to be a serious movie, a real movie that could give people an escape. Hopefully, it's good. I'm gonna I'm gonna be real. I've been real about this since it's been announced. It's like I'm so scared that they're gonna mess up one of my favorite things ever because nothing has wowed me in the movie scene in a while. I thought the Mario movie was pretty good. It visually looked great. Story wise, it was pretty good. It definitely served its purpose,
I
but it
mean,
wasn't like
I don't really understand all this hate on the Mario story movie.
you don't understand all this. I wasn't hating on it. I just said it wasn't like, wow, this was a really. But Mario isn't.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot
No,
of
no
people
Mario.
are.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
like, what?
people
There's
are
literally
really.
no story, and it's like, I mean, I feel like it's an appropriate amount of story.
Yeah, I thought they did a fine job with it, but I'm not saying that's not what wowed me about the movie. What wowed me about it was the visuals. Like I thought it looked really good. Uh, and so I'm just very afraid. There's so many parts you could mess up with a Zelda movie. Just
Yeah,
hopeful.
but worst case scenario, it's just like The old Mario movie just gets swept under the rug and everyone pretends it never happened.
Yeah, I don't want that though. I don't want that for Zelda. Also, can I just beg Hollywood not to cast some like A-list celebrity that looks
It's
nothing
too
like
late.
Link?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise. I thought you were gonna say Tom Holland. Wrong Tom. I just don't want him to just throw in a name just because like, oh yeah. Who's the other guy? The Dune guy.
Timothy.
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet. Chalamet. Willy Wonka, Paul Atreides. It's like I just don't want him to just like try and sell the movie based off of the actors. But I feel like
So you don't
Hollywood,
really want them to like call Chris Pratt or something?
yeah, Chris Pratt as Link. I just want them to like cast the best people for the movie, right? Like,
Hmm.
and I don't want them to I don't want this movie to be made like a Hollywood movie. I want this movie to be made like the greatest movie of all time. That's what I'm expecting, or no, not what I'm expecting. That's what I'm hoping for. I want this to be the greatest movie of all time, but I am very afraid because of the current state of Hollywood in general that it will not be. Because movies that I think should be like pretty easy home runs, or like shows that I think should be pretty easy, good things, like they don't. They flop. It's like, well, I think for the most part, it's writing that has messed up. And that's not to shame the writers. I think it's just like the end product, not great. Some writers I'm okay shaming that did a bad job, but like,
Hmm.
but I think
You
for
want
the
to
most
name
part,
names? See if you can upset anyone.
I don't know. I don't know any names, but
Uh,
I'll say that when I
don't
saw
you
who
even
was
respect
writing
them
the,
enough to
I'll
know
say that when I saw who
names?
was writing the Zelda movie, I didn't have high hopes based off of their track record. I'm just. There's so many things that go wrong. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Barry says in the chat, he says, "Have faith." God, I am going to have very low expectations. I am expecting the movie to not be great until we see it. I'll
4
let my,
years.
yeah, I'll let my hype get higher when I see a trailer and go like, "Ah, that looks pretty good."
Or maybe it'll just completely crush all your hopes and
Yeah.
you won't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, Barry says
We'll
in the
know.
chat here, says, remember that Nintendo is very hands-on and they don't want another Mario 93. It's true. It's true. But then again, does Nintendo know what the people want? Sometimes it doesn't feel like it. uh, so that's what we got in news for the Zelda movie. We'll keep you posted on it. I anxiously await more news on this movie. I am still waiting for the casting call, hoping they bring me in for some role. I'll do anything. I'll play any character you want. Let me know. Hit me up, Miyamoto, buddy, old pal. What's our next news item, Micah?
We got a new trailer for Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Looking pretty good. Essentially, I think it's essentially just literally like the intro to the game.
It
If
is this how
memory
good
serves.
is? Have they enhanced it? I like haven't seen the original game. I've been kind of avoiding
Definitely.
it. Okay,
Yeah, I
so
mean,
it's enhanced.
yeah, it looks like it's all essentially new. Yeah,
Nice.
but that will be. I don't know if we actually knew this. It will be available March 23rd. Pre-orders are now available.
March
Did I
23rd?
say March? May 23rd.
May 23rd. I was like, excuse me? I could have bought
Here,
this 6 days ago.
I could hear in your silence that I said something wrong. I had to think back. I was like, wait, no, yeah, did I say March?
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. to hear about it. It's gonna be a good time.
I'm excited for you to play it and be like, oh boy, oh
Best Paper
man, are
Mario.
these controls a mix between a sponge and a brick?
But
Can't
that's
remember.
not how
Yeah.
it's gonna be because it's Paper Mario and not a platformer.
You might be surprised.
I'm excited. I'm very excited for this game. This is the one I'm looking forward to most this year. Besides Metroid Prime 4. No, I'm not gonna lie to you, Micah. I'm looking way more forward to this than to Metroid Prime.
Hmm.
Sorry, I have a bigger love for Paper Mario as a series than I do for Metroid Prime as a series, which I have played maybe a couple hours of those games.
Yeah, but how many good Paper Marios have you played?
That's true. One, two, three, three. And I've played one bad one.
Could have been four if you had just gotten a GameCube.
I know.
Or
It's
just
gonna be
gotten this
four.
game when you had a Wii.
It's gonna be four. It's gonna be four. I'm gonna be playing it. Next up in the news, we have F-Zero 99. It got a free update. We got mirror tracks, steering assist. They put the little Pikmin dot on it. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah.
the
They have
Olimar
in
helmet
Mario Kart.
that they have in Mario Kart. Yeah. And then an expanded practice mode. Those are the things listed in the update. And then also getting, let's see, unlock. I'm looking at their tweet about it. Hidden vehicles and tracks. Yeah, max F-Zero maximum velocity. So that's the thing. Is that part of F-Zero 99? I assume it is. Or is it something different?
I'm going to be honest. I don't even know. It sounds like something different.
It sounds like something completely different.
Yeah. I don't recall ever having heard of F-Zero maximum velocity, but from the little trailer they showed, it looks like it's a separate thing. And also hashtag Game Boy Advance, so
Oh.
probably
Oh, this
it's
is a
something.
completely different game. F-Zero fans eating good. That's great.
Yeah,
All
not
those
bad,
years
not
that
bad.
we made fun of it for never
I
going to get
mean,
any more content.
they could get like a new game.
Yeah, well, or they could. Hey, at least it ain't Star Fox. We're not getting remakes or
True.
or new games.
True.
Uh, it's like this is like being in a desert, and then Nintendo comes and they're like, "I brought you some water," and it's like a little one of those
Yeah,
little medicine
spritz
drippers.
bottle.
Like, drip. There you go, and then they have like a full glass of water and they just leave.
They don't even drop into your mouth. They just onto the sand a little bit.
Yeah, that's what it's like. But
I mean, these are actually pretty cool. So
yeah, they are looking pretty slick, pretty sweet, if I do say so myself. And that's what we got for F-Zero news. What's next, Micah?
but we also got some more Mario Run news. Like Mario Run's kind of had a mild resurgence.
Yeah, for updates
they got
anyway.
the Princess Peach Showtime collab, whatever you want to call it, but you can complete missions to get in-game statues of Peach's transformations. That ends May 7th, I think.
Cool. What else? What else we got here? I think that's it, right? That's it for news.
I think so.
All right. Let's head out of the realm of news and into the realm of rumor. It's the rumor mill, where we send out the brave rumor Pikmin to find us the best rumors they can. Bring it back for us to feast upon. And we've got some interesting developments this week in the realm of rumors. For one, there were a lot of like leaks in quotes for Sonic content coming to Switch 2. Sonic Heroes remake, and a Sonic Fall Guys game. And then there was stuff coming out that said that. So this we had some leaks coming from prominent leaker by the name of Midori. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Is that how you would pronounce that, Micah?
Yes. Unless it's wrong, then I would pronounce it different.
Yeah. So Midori did these leaks. People ran with it, and then all of a sudden, see what they said here. I messaged someone with this information because they were a friend, but I did not know they knew this Zippo, and I think they used it to create a rumor. So I won't message information anymore. I will be more cautious with my information. And then they posted shortly after, it is difficult, but I would like to stop using this account. Thank you for reading my Sega Group information. Please continue to look forward to the future of Atlas and Sega. So, Monkey Thunder, our resident news expert, said this. He has this speculation. The rumor may have been bait for Sega to find leakers. And since Midori now came out and said that they were going to stop using the account, it seems like Sega found out who they are and shut them down. And that kind of makes sense. They would like, why would you randomly all of a sudden just be like, yeah, I'm not posting anymore?
Maybe they had a change of heart. It's possible.
Yeah, maybe.
Entered into their redemption arc of their life.
So that's that. Sega leaks that weren't real, that are real. What were the leaks? Oh, I already said Sonic Heroes remake, and some like Sonic Fall Guys. There's like there was a bunch of stuff. So they were not true. They were just planned, like considered, not actually coming. And that's all we got for rumors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, why don't we head to the next segment of our show? Let's talk in the community corner. All right, Mike, I'll hit you with the first question we got. The community corner, for those that are new around here, is where you ask us questions and we'll answer them. So, first question here comes from Presto from Off the Wall, who asks, what's your least favorite video game genre? That's his first question. He has two, so we'll just answer that one first.
Definitely got to be horror.
Yeah, same. I think we've answered that. We've talked about this somewhat
similar,
before.
Yeah.
But yeah, horror is my least favorite genre, I think.
Then again, Lethal Company is like almost a horror game.
Yeah, and I really like that game.
I feel like maybe multiplayer horror games can be pretty good, but not solo.
Yeah, not solo. I also,
especially if it's VR.
Yeah, I also my least favorite genre of game is all of those like waifu games that are on the eShop that are always like 99 cents. You know what I'm talking about? They're always at like the top of the for sale page. And they always feature like 3 anime girls on the front, and it's like It'll be something like Waifu Puzzle or Waifu Ultimate Unite Deluxe Edition, and I feel like they all are being made by the same company. Like I I I cannot stand that. It's like this, yeah, but there's a lot of garbage on the eShop. There's a lot of garbage on the eShop. Actually, can I just say my least favorite genre is probably like app games, like poor app ports.
Hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of garbage on mobile devices as well. Even more so, I
Yeah,
would say.
yeah, and those ones that make it to Switch, because if you sort in your eShop by like price low to high, the first like 10 pages are going to be these like really bad mobile ports that were definitely like a mobile game that just suck. They're horrible. They're so bad. There's like they're low quality. Like yeah, that's I would rather play a horror game than one of those games.
Hmm.
Yeah. And that's saying something. That's saying a lot. And I have played those games for streams because I've done streams where it's like I'm buying random $1 games on the eShop. And both, I've done that 3 times. And all 3 times I have gotten games that have been absolute garbage. Paper Bad. That game was horrible. So horrible. This last time I did one,
It
it
seemed like
was
you enjoyed it for about 5-10 minutes, maybe.
Sherlock Purr, which again, I talked about this last week
Yeah, I
because it
remember you
makes me
ranting about
angry.
it,
It,
but
it makes me angry. Purlock Holmes. That's it.
wasn't
Like
there one good $1 game?
that I got out of that. Yes. In both, I think in every case, I found games that are like, oh, this was fun. This was great. But most of
Wasn't there
them,
one with a cow? If you use your milk
that's a cow.
with
That's
a
the name
weapon.
of the game. Is that's a cow, and you shoot milk and platform. And that one's also an app port, but it's not a horrible app port. At least there's some entertainment and fun in beating that one. Golly, those games are so bad. That it makes me angry just thinking about it, man. What a waste of time. What a waste of my life.
I know, you could have been playing Metroid Prime Remastered instead.
Could have been, but that costs $40, not $1. $40. You really get what you pay for sometimes, but there's gems in there. You know, sort through the garbage, you'll find some gems. Uh, so your least favorite video game genre? You're sticking with horror.
Yep.
Okay. Well, then the next question is, what's a Nintendo game that you will never play?
Hmm. And I can't think of a Nintendo game that if I had access to for free, that I'd be like, I'm definitely not going to play this. But I'll probably just say something like, I'm even forgetting the name, Xenoblade. That game's way too
Xenoblade.
long. It's too much good content,
I'm
probably.
I'm never gonna play
I don't got the
Xenoblade,
time for that.
says Micah. Wow.
That or I was tempted to say Final Fantasy, not Final Fantasy.
Barry
Not
came.
again, anything,
Barry is
any
upset
of
in
them.
the chat. Play Xenoblade.
Or Fire Emblem. I probably won't play any of those either. I
Um,
feel like if I've got Xenoblade, I just get too much money's worth out of it.
I get too much money worth out of it. uh, I am looking up a list here because I want to see if there's something I'm just like forgetting about.
Or maybe a sticker splash. Color Splash? Sticker Star? Color Splash? That's the
Color
name you said. It's
Splash,
horrible, right?
Paper Mario Color Splash. Yeah, the problem is I played that, at least a little bit of it.
1-2 switch with a bunch of other like YouTubers in a group of like 100. Not going to be doing
at
that.
at the at the grand premiere with Horace the Horse.
Yeah.
That would be awesome, actually. I actually will play 1-2 Switch if I ever can get the. Midna needs help getting up on this thing, but if I ever get to play the Midna's my cat for the audio only listeners and also video because you can't. Got this. Oh, she did it. She couldn't jump up onto the chair. That was weird. I like everybody 1-2 Switch. I had fun. I've had fun playing that in group settings, and so I would try the original, but it's never on sale, and I'm not paying full price for that garbage. But I'd play it. I'd play it. So here's a Reddit forum. Okay, what's the worst Nintendo published game you've played? And this person says probably Metroid Other Sticker Star. Is that it's always going to be Sticker Star, and there's no contest. I almost want to play it, just to know how bad it truly is. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I don't know.
So if I start telling you that Metro Prime's actually a really horrible game, you'd be more tempted to play it?
What?
So if I told you Metroid Prime's actually a terrible game, you'd be more tempted to play it?
If it was renowned as being so hated, like Sticker Star is.
Yeah, I just looked up a list of like worst games, but also for some reason had like 5 of the best games, and a number 1 was Wind Waker. So I just wanted to point that out.
Number 1 for which list?
For the best. Duh.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that they didn't throw it down as like, this is the worst. This is a baby Zelda game. Chibi Robo Ziplash, which I might have to go with just because I don't think I'm going to play. This person put Hey You Pikachu. Wiston1993.
Excuse me?
Get out of here. Everybody go cancel that guy. How dare you? Hey You Pikachu? Hey You Pikachu's a great game.
Yeah, I like to think of this question as not necessarily like, what's the game you'll never play because you'd never buy it, but even if you had the game for free,
you wouldn't
still wouldn't play it.
Yeah. And if that's really how we're going with it, I'd probably say Bayonetta. I just am not into the not safe for work content that Bayonetta is built around.
I like how like.
Oh wait, no. If we're
something,
yeah, they do have Angel mode, so maybe I'd play Angel mode for Bayonetta. And what I wouldn't play is what's his name? Travis.
Does it have heroes?
No More Heroes. No More Heroes. Yeah, I probably wouldn't play No More Heroes. But then there are parts of that I see. Like, apparently that game ends in the most epic, like, it like becomes a Smash Bros. Game. Yeah. I don't know. Now that you said Angel mode, and I'm like, now that I'm thinking about these games, I'm like, I can't think of one that I truly wouldn't play. I can't think of one. Okay, what did you say for yours?
Well, I originally said Xenoblade and Fire Emblem, but I'm changing it to which is it? Sticker Star.
You changed it to Sticker Star?
That's the horrible one. It was either that or Color Splash. Everyone says is worse. But to be fair, if I did have that game,
this person went off on the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl remakes, but the thing is, I played that. it's like one of those things where it's like it's a game I would truly never play, and I can't think of one. Did Nintendo make any dating sims besides this Tingle one? Probably wouldn't play that.
tea time in one of the Fire Emblem games is kind of like a dating sim.
Yeah, your premise of like if I had the game even for free, I wouldn't play it. Like makes it tough because I feel like is there a game that just like I just go I cannot play this game. I refuse to play it. And I can't think of a game.
I don't really think I have a game quite like that, but Sticker Star is probably the closest, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to final answer on Sticker Star as well because that's one that I played Color Splash, and if it's worse than Color Splash, which everybody says it is, then oh my gosh, I can't. I can't. I will get Color Splash is one of the only games that legit made me angry to play. Hey, no, nope, you got to go to bed. My daughter's. My daughter just came down to sneak the Switch. Hold on, I gotta go put her back to bed. But Micah, t- give us. Are there any other games that you?
No, that was pretty much it.
Come on,
Yeah, can't think of any other terrible Nintendo games.
Can you say goodbye to everybody on the podcast? Okay, all right.
I don't think she wants to. Hmm. Yep. Just me here now. I appreciate that, but I feel like I've mentioned only like 3 Nintendo games. And 2 of them weren't even like legit answers. I've just gone this long without playing them. Xenoblade and Fire Emblem. I feel like it's just part of my core personality.
What are you talking about with your with your poor personality? Did somebody say poor personality? I didn't mean to say that. Freudian slip.
Yeah, for yourself.
For my, yeah.
Just saying, not having played Fire Emblem or Xenoblade are part of my core personality at this point.
I think I'd be willing to give them a try, but I just don't have the time or really desire right now. A lot of people really like those games. Yeah. My experience with Fire Emblem was like, but Xenoblade I really haven't tried at all. And I really didn't play too much of Fire Emblem. So I can't knock it too much. Also, I should check my Discord DMs. Okay, Barry, I'll do that. Did I get a message from you? Yes. Okay, I'll respond to that. Sorry about that, Barry. Yeah, so the that's the Nintendo game we'll never play. Sticker Star. We stand united. Solo has a question. You want to ask this one?
Yeah, he asks, when the next Switch console comes out, what new game do you want to see as its headliner? I'm not quite 100% sure what new means in this context. Just like not a remake or like
I don't know why he puts new in
a
quotes,
new
but I think
franchise.
I think he's just talking just yeah, I think he's talking like true new,
True new, meaning
meaning not a remake.
okay, okay.
But like
Well,
new,
Prime
it could
Four
be
then,
new.
duh.
Yeah. Metroid Prime 4. That's what you want headlining Switch 2?
I mean, at this point, it seems like that would be earlier than we possibly get it.
Okay. Well, yeah, I hold on just a second. I have to pause here and talk about. It's so funny that my daughter just tried to sneak down and grab the Nintendo Switch and go back up to her room. Like it. I feel almost proud as a Nintendo podcaster, but you know, got to be a dad as well. I feel like you can't be doing that. Also, it is like way past their bedtime. They should be asleep. I went upstairs and Ed was like, "What are you guys doing? Get back into bed." They were playing instead of sleeping like they were supposed to be, and so I guess they got bored, and so she tried to sneak down,
Okay.
and she actually turned to the dog and was like, "Shh." I mean, she was really quiet. She's sneaky. She can get away with stuff. But it was just very funny. I think that whole that whole encounter was funny. But back to the question at hand: what new game do you want to see as a headliner? You're saying Metroid Prime 4.
Yep. That or Nintendo World, like Nintendo Land,
Ooh,
but they like to move up, and then it'll have to be like Nintendo Galaxy or Universe or something. But
that's great.
that's a future
Actually,
console
yeah,
project.
I'd love to see a sequel to Nintendo Land be the headliner. Um, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I want, but like, what's realistic? I don't think we'll get a Zelda game as a headliner.
Yeah.
Like a new Zelda game. We might get a remake. Like, might get ports finally of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess or Tingle.
Yeah. The Wii U port.
Um, I think we could reasonably see a new Mario,
Yeah.
and
Some
we could
sort of theme to it.
reasonably see a new Mario Kart as well.
A new Mario Kart.
Yeah,
They're never making a new Mario Kart.
I think they're
8
just
was
gonna
the last.
re-release. They're gonna re-release 8. Mario Kart
Eventually,
8
there'll be like
Deluxe
200
Ultimate.
tracks. And
Yeah,
they're already like almost 100, right?
yeah. So what I would like to see is a new 3D Mario and a new Mario Kart. I think that's like realistically. What if we're shooting for the moon here? Like dream things that we get. I would love to see a new Zelda game. I would love to see a new Kid Icarus game. Um, Plock
Gotta choose
2.
just one.
Yeah. I think if I'm choosing just one, new 3D Mario. Yeah. That's my pick. Uh what is one remake that we don't need?
That one's easy. Any mainline Pokemon game. All of them. None of those need to be remade.
Why? That's like their thing. They do
Yeah.
that.
It needs to be not a thing.
But some of those games are really good. The last one was bad, but that's an exception. Think about it. Fire
Is it
Red
though?
Leaf, Fire Red Leaf Green, great remakes.
Are they?
Yes, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, fantastic remakes.
Do you know when those were remade? Like 45 years ago.
Yeah. And then what came after that? Did we get? Oh yeah, Ruby Sapphire, also fantastic remakes.
Debatable.
Did you play those?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what you're going on about here.
I mean, once again, those are kind of old remakes.
And then it was Diamond and Pearl, and that one was bad. But 3 out of 4 ain't being good ain't bad.
Hmm. Hmm. They just don't need to do it. They just could come out with new Pokemon games.
Yeah, but the next one's Pokemon Black and White, which I think would be fantastic to get remade on like the current generation. I just wish that they stuck with it. Like Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl was a move away from form, where instead of making the game match the latest generation, they tried to make it like the old game. So instead of making Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl like Sword and Shield, which is what they should have done, they made it look like Diamond and Pearl, but like 3Dified. And it didn't work. It was not good. It's not a good game. I I can't unrecommend it enough. um, but yeah, their other remakes have been good. Is this really your answer? That's the remake we
Yep,
don't need?
that's my answer. Any Pokemon game, mainline.
I'm gonna say
If they could
so.
remake Hey You Pikachu and Pokemon Snap, that would be awesome.
Yeah, a remake we don't need. What has there been anything that's just been remade too much?
Skyrim hasn't even been remade. They just
Yeah, for
re-released
Switch
it.
2, Skyrim for Switch 2. It's gonna happen too. That's the thing.
I mean, when I hear about another Skyrim coming out, it just
That's the real answer. Is
makes me
Skyrim.
angry.
Like me playing Color Splash. There's
Yeah,
few things that make us truly upset. I'm not as offended by Skyrim remakes, but I do think there are far too many of them. So what else could they do like a remake of that I would be like, upset about? I can't think of anything.
Sticker Star,
Sticker Star. If they remake Sticker Star,
just a graphical remake though.
yeah, I was really clowning on your answer for Pokemon, but based off of how Brilliant Diamond Shiny Pearl went, if they do another remake like that, I I agree. They should just stop. No more. Don't do it. Give up on those. Just make new games. We don't need remakes of old generations anymore.
Although if they were going to remake one, they should just do Crystal again because that one's clearly the best.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Is it the best?
It's pretty
Up
much
for
the
up for
best.
debate. We're going to talk about that next though. Kind of.
We are.
Yeah, cuz that was the question in last week we asked you.
It
Which
was.
do we have a sound bite for that? Do we have like a bumper for that? Because now it's time for last week we asked you.
That's a good question.
Throw one in. I know you have a whole board of sounds.
I was like, I think I had to do something random last time.
Hey!
It's not the one I meant to click on. I thought that was drum roll. Good enough.
All right. This week's question, and last week we asked you. So community corner, you ask us questions. And last week we asked you, we ask you a single question and then react to your answers. It's a give and take here on this show. We, like I said, we're working together to take over the world. This is not a solo deal. This is not our duo deal. We need your help to do this, including making the show. So this is where the first question, or our question to you, the first answer. Our question is, which generation of Pokemon has the best Pokemon designs? Okay, not the best game, but the best Pokemon designs. And our first answer comes from Mudfox. Do you want to read that one off, Micah?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Bud Fox, new to the community, by the way. Welcome in. Thanks for being here, being a part of the community.
They say, I'm not much of a Pokemon person, but I personally love Gen 3's designs the best. I love Mudkip, Aggron, Flygon, Metagross, and the big three Groudon, Kyogre, sometimes pronounced Kyogre,
Kyogre.
and
Kyogre!
Rayquaza. What you think? What is Rayquaza? Is that how a lot
Rayquaza,
of people say it?
Rayquaza.
I say
Tomato,
Rayquaza. So
tomata, as they say, you know?
lots of
Rayquaza,
very different
Rayquaza.
Pokemon in Gen 3.
Mud Fox, I'm just gonna come out here. I'll lay my hand out on the table. This is my favorite generation for Pokemon designs as well. I think it has some of the best in just every aspect. All the starters are really good. You've got Mudkip, Torchic, and Trico. I like all of them, and I like all of their final evolutions as well. I don't know. I love the like sharp design of so many of the characters. It feels like at the time it felt very different, right? Like look at Gen 3 compared to Gen 1 and Gen 2. You're like, these are wildly different. I think at the time people would probably be if it came out today, people would be like, "Oh, this isn't Pokemon." But now it's Gen 3 and we've had like 6 generations on top of it. They hadn't journeyed into too much with like objects as Pokemon yet. So these are all
Like
animal
random
based.
things.
Yeah, which I'm not upset by that move, but these are all animal based, which I like. But I'm not grossly offended by by objects being Pokemon. Now let's see here. Oh yeah, you've got Poochyena, Mightyena,
I mean, I'm really surprised you
Nuzleaf.
didn't say as two your favorite because as your favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, 2 is pretty great. Uh, I think while 2 has my favorite Pokemon in it, I think like if I have to take the entire Pokedex from one generation, Gen 3 is where it's at. Like, there's not a single Pokemon in here that I'm like, that one doesn't look very good. I can't find a single one. Like, they all look great. They're all cool. Every single one. Holy cow! There's no bad designs in this generation. None.
I gotta look up.
I guess Love Disc. Love Disc is probably the
How
worst
dare
one.
you? That one's probably top 3.
I know it's not a like that's probably the worst design, but it's
Actually,
probably
not all these are lame.
really.
Linoon, weak.
Oh, Lanoon's great. We also have Loudred. Great.
The image I'm looking at is very small.
Yeah, these are all good. These are all good.
I mean, we don't need Wurmple. That's just another Caterpie.
Yeah, Wurmple is, but I mean, it's this generation's Caterpie, and I think it's a good version of that. Doesn't look bad.
Yeah, but it just feels unnecessary how soon.
Yeah. What's your? I'm sorry. I'm not answering this question. That was Mudfox's answer. LPD is our next answer. He says, "I'm gonna go with Gen 6. I love the starters. I think Honedge Evo line is rad. Plus a fighting panda, fire lion, barnacle warrior, and a freaking T-Rex." Yeah, the barnacle Pokemon, which I first encountered.
It just has like 6 hands.
Yeah, I first encountered that in Pokemon Go because this is X and Y, the one generation of Pokemon that I skipped. And I first encountered this Pokemon Go. I'm like, what is this? This is a Pokemon? It's pretty great. These are all pretty good designs. Got.
I don't know. I'm
Is
not
this the
really
one
into
with
that.
Klefki? Yeah, this is the Keys Pokemon, man.
I don't really
Zygarde.
dig too many in this one.
I don't think they're bad.
Yeah, another. I mean, except Talonflame. Talonflame's like that one's pretty good. It's like
You
the
like
cool
Talonflame.
Pidgey.
Can I say that I am not crazy about the legendaries in this generation? I think they're kind of lame looking.
They're wouch.
Yeah, that sounded painful. They're wouch.
I just punched my
He's
desk kind of
he's
hard.
so angry. These suck. Oh gosh. I like
I mean, I
hit that so hard
they're
I
very interesting.
opened control.
I don't mind Xerneas. I'm even saying
I
that
don't.
right. So
Any
the
evil
6
call?
arm Hoopa. That one's not bad. That one's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, the 6-arm Hoopa's cool. Regular Hoopa,
The Volcanion. I
lame.
don't even remember ever seeing that. In my
Volcanian's lame too. Well, it's just it's Gen 4 has a volcano Pokemon.
I feel like it has potential with like the ring on its back being kind of cool and whatnot, but then the rest of it just looks kind of bland.
Heatran. And it's like,
Yeah, it's not as good as Heatran.
well, Heatran isn't like exceptionally cool looking, but it's like coming. You don't need the what is that Pokemon called? The volcano ring one. You don't need that. Yeah, Volcanion. Like you don't need that if you have Heatran. My thinking.
I mean, they're relatively different, but Heatran has a cooler color scheme, kind of.
I just think they're too similar in what purpose they serve as a legendary. You know.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like the legendaries. Zygarde's pretty cool, but underutilized as a thing. I don't think does he even appear in the games? Can't remember.
I'd assume so.
He says, hey, I do want to point out, I'm not trying to poke holes in your argument for it, Toby, but T-Rex was done much earlier than this, right?
Which one are you talking about?
Well, you got Cranidos, so Gen 4.
That's not a T-Rex. Are you insane? Are you insane? That actually offends me that you would say that. It's that one dinosaur that headbutts everything. Haven't you watched The Land Before Time?
That's not a T-Rex. You're right. You're right. It's a different type of dinosaur. Okay, well, now
I do kind of have Tyranitar. I mean, that one's not quite.
It's not
T-Rex,
really.
but I feel like that's.
He's a true
slightly
T-Rex
some
Pokemon.
inspiration.
Okay, I didn't mean to poke holes in the argument because now we're poking holes in my argument to the poking of holes in the argument, right? So, I was wrong because he definitely is more of a T-Rex than Granidos, but I just think of Granidos as a T-Rex. Also, shiny Tyrant is awesome. Get a blue variation. That's a cool shiny. And then Fire Lion. Who was that? Oh, Litleo.
That,
Yeah.
that was okay, I guess.
I'm not crazy about it because I feel like we have Arcanine,
Yeah.
who's I guess
It's
more of a
just
tiger.
This generation's Arcanine.
Yeah, right. So it's the same kind of argument. It's like they rehash several ideas, and sometimes it works for me, and other times it doesn't. And I don't think this one does. Like Skrelp, Horsey is way cooler than Skrelp.
What are you talking about? Skrelp is probably awesome.
Okay, let's go to the next answer. Now that I've dogged on Gen 6 for no reason at all. Gen 6 has perfectly fine Pokemon. You don't like it. First off, I was the one you're poking arguments. You're like, I don't like this generation.
I mean, it's got some good ones, but it's also got
Give us our next
some
answer
bad.
then. What's our next one?
Presto says 7, hands down. The introduction of regional variants, lots of good tropical themed mons, and each starter line is amazing in its own way. And that's not even mentioning the creativity going into the Ultra Beasts.
I don't like Ultra Beasts, except for Buzzswole.
But I was going to say the same thing. Buzzswool is kind of awesome.
Buzzswole is kind of awesome. Yeah. Gen 7 is pretty good. I do not like the starters that much.
I mean, Rowlet, Sidgewai, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And Incineroar is like kind of cool. Definitely not my
Shiny
favorite.
Incineroar is awesome. Oh, wait, maybe I'm
Yeah.
thinking of Embor.
Shiny Emboar is sick. That's the blue fire one. That's what you're
Yeah.
thinking. But you do have Toucannon, which is a great name for a toucan Pokemon.
Yeah, but it doesn't even have cannons.
Well, it's kind of like I thought its beak was supposed to be the cannon. Kind of looks cannon like.
Does it? The image I'm looking at is very small. I should have brought these up earlier and found better ones.
Um, there's some really cool designs in this generation. But once again, I'm not crazy about the legendaries in this generation. Not crazy about them. If I'm being completely honest. Solgaleo and Lunala, they're like
It's a
they
cool
don't
theme,
feel like
I
good.
think, but
What?
I think it's a cool theme. But yeah, I'm also not a huge fan.
And the Ultra Beasts don't even look like Pokemon.
Well, they're not. They're from another dimension. Duh.
Yeah, yeah. I don't really like Ultra Beasts. I'm gonna be real. I don't like them very much. I think they're all.
I will say Alolan Marowak is pretty cool.
Yeah. I also wasn't crazy about the Totem Pokemon either. I know some people really like those ones, so I won't. This generation did give us Mimikyu, which I'm a fan of. I like the design. This is like super mixed for me. Some of these designs, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Passimian and a Ranguru. Not crazy about those. Is the ball part of Passimian? Is that attached to his hand?
Yeah.
Or is he just yeah,
It doesn't come off.
Doesn't come off? That part of the Pokemon? Do they all have a ball? What's There you go. Gen 7. Third strongest mole has our next answer here. I prefer the simpler designs of the earlier generations. Maybe because it's the game I played the most, but I'm going with Generation 2. Mareep, Octillery, Heracross, and Houndoom are still favorites for me. Is Houndoom a Gen 2 Pokemon?
Heck yeah.
Are you sure?
According to this list.
Oh, I'm mixing them. I'm mixing up Houndoom with Poochyena and Mightyena. They're very similar. now that I think about it, they're like a little dog that evolves into a bigger dog.
Poochyena is more like Eevee.
More like Eevee.
Yeah.
It doesn't evolve into like 7 different things. What are you talking about?
Yeah. But before they evolve.
We also got Apom in Gen 2. And Apom's one of the best. Micah, how do you feel about this one? Is Gen 2 your favorite?
Well, didn't want to spoil anything till the end, but yes,
I
absolutely.
already gave mine. I already gave mine at the very
Gen
beginning.
2 is absolutely my favorite. I mean, you got Shuckle,
Oh yeah, Shuckle.
Dunsparce,
Dunsparce.
the
Oh man.
legendary dogs. Come on now. The pseudo legendary Larvitar, Tyranitar,
Legendary
Lugia,
dogs. I'm
Ho-Oh,
I'm gonna be real.
Celebi.
The legendary
I'm gonna
dogs,
punch you right in the throat potentially.
not my favorite for
Are
legendaries.
you crazy?
I like the legendary birds better.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Was there?
I'm
Oh,
a big fan
and
of the
then
legendary dogs.
the triple legendaries for my favorite generation. Well, it's the classics: Reggie Rock, Reggie Ice, and Reggie Steel.
I mean, that's not too
Which
bad
they
combined with them.
I like those ones. It is a weird three things to pick for that. They're like
I
rock,
mean, like, hey, we got
ice, steel.
yeah.
I guess they couldn't
I
pick
do kind of like
fire
how they chose
because
different typing.
Groudon is kind of fire, ground.
Plus, but Gen 2's got unknown. How cool are those?
And there's a whole bunch of those. There's a whole English alphabet of those for some reason. They are English. Confirming within the Pokemon universe that English is the master
English
language.
adjacent, yeah. Well, plus there's Wooper, Totodile. I guess some people like Cyndaquil. Hoppip. I mean, Gen 2 is where it's at.
I didn't even mention we got Deoxys in Gen 3.
That's because nobody cares about that.
Deoxys is great.
I don't even remember which one that is. That's the
It's
alien one, right?
yeah, that's the alien one that's kind of like the sequel to Mewtwo,
Hmm.
but also has like the different forms. You get like the attack form and the shield form.
Yeah, I remember it had like slightly different forms. Well, actually, like fairly different, I guess. But
Could honestly be classified as the first Ultra Beast. Although they're not from a different dimension, they're just from a different planet. So they're from
yeah,
space.
close enough.
Also, Rayquaza's the my favorite legendary. Out of all the legendaries, I think Rayquaza's the coolest looking one.
Out of all of them,
Out of all of them. Yep.
I gotta look at the list of all legendary Pokemon.
And the fact that you have land with Groudon, sea with Kyogre, and sky with Rayquaza. Like he comes in and
It's
also shiny Rayquaza is sweet.
Shiny Rayquaza is kind of cool, I guess. Rayquaza is a really good one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like Terrapagos
Terrapagos.
from Scarlet and Violet, that like turtle Pokemon. I know nothing about it. I've just seen an image of it.
I was like, what the heck's a Terrapagos? It's because it's
I
in
don't
the
even think I said it
DLC.
right. Actually, Genesect. That's a good one.
Yeah, I like the lore behind Genesect being basically like a modified Kabutops.
Yeah,
I
that
think
one's
that's what it
like
is.
the second Mewtwo,
Or is it a
kind of.
modified
Well,
Kabutops?
it's
I
more
can't
like the
remember.
second Mew. Yeah, I think so. You see Kabutops just big old cannon.
Yeah.
Where's Giratina on this list? That's another one that's pretty good.
Yeah, Giratina.
Okay.
If I didn't pick Gen 3, I'd probably pick Gen 4. I really liked Gen 4's Pokemon as well. Uh but we're not talking about these. We're talking about Gen 2. And
The best gen of all. Also has Heracross. Yeah, that's kind of like a spin on Pinsir, but done well. It's like its own separate thing.
so third strongest will has more to say here. I didn't read all this. This is not to mention more popular favorites like Togepi, Tyranitar, and Skarmory. I forget that Skarmory is a Gen 2 because it's so not frequent and it's way more prominently featured in Gen 3. But it is Gen 2. Uh later generation Pokemon often feel over-designed to me, especially Mega Evolutions. Thankful we are done with those. And then, lo and behold, we're getting a remake of X and Y. Not a remake, but we're getting another. Yeah, got him. uh, yeah. So I guess next answer. What's our next answer?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's from Monkey Thunder.
We're on Monkey Thunder.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is kind of in a response to that last one. It
Okay.
says, I agree. The earlier generations are the best. My personal favorite would have to be either 1 or 3, or you just average that and get the true best one. Say simple, clean designs
So
based
true.
on actual animals slash monsters instead of things like garbage or Ice Cube Head. LOL.
Yeah, and then Third Target Soul said, "Oh, I actually like Askew." I still think that is like one of the worst Pokemon designs ever. Third
It's
Strongest
very
Mole likes him
frustrating.
though. He's
Well,
a,
yeah, that
he's a
goes on to
silly
say, though,
penguin.
Appleton is probably my favorite from Sword and Shield.
Appleton is
That
cool.
is a good one.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Appleton. Then it can turn
Okay.
into either an extra big worm or like a pie.
I'm surprised no one's really fighting for Gen 1. Monkey Thunder says like 1 or 3. Gen 1 has, yeah, but I mean, it's their first one, but it has some really good designs in it.
Ones.
I
I'm
like
sure there's some somewhere.
all the starters are great.
I mean, Kabutops.
Legendaries are good. I mean, Mewtwo is a sweet Pokemon. I like the legendary birds in that one.
Pinsir, Snorlax, Kangaskhan,
Yeah.
Cubone, of course.
Yeah. Psyduck.
Porygon, Ditto.
Eevee, and all the original evolutions. There's a lot of good ones in Gen 1. But there's also a lot that are kind of just like, it's basic, like, hey, we've got a snake. Let's put a snake in here. And let's just flip that around. Ekans. Woohoo! Hey, we're doing our job today. What does it evolve into? How about a cobra? And we name it Arbok. Whoa! They're all around the board meeting, like,
incredible. They'll never notice.
It's such a good idea.
And there's Bellsprout. It's kind of just like a spindly plant with some eyes. But I mean, yeah, there are a lot of good ones.
All right, our last answer here comes from Purple Riolu. Says, I agree with both sides. I'm split between Gen 3 and 6. I love the designs of both gens, but they are just different and do the best of both eras of Pokemon design, in my opinion. 3 across the board has a ton of great designs in that original style, like the others were saying, while Gen 6 is the beginning of like kind of more modern art style. It's interesting to note that there are the fewest Pokemon in that gen, which makes each of them feel more special. As also notice, it is also notable for the introduction of the fairy type. And then throws in that also Third Strongest Mole, your opinion about Megas is wrong, and I think they're bringing them back for Legends Z3. But and it says kidding, but yeah, I like Megas. And then follows up with it. I don't think Gen 1 is necessarily the best, but it is the most iconic and deserves a shout out too. Well, there you go. Purple Riolu shouted out Gen 1. As well as Gen 5 being a really solid reboot that is clearly based on the originals while bringing their own personality. Now, Gen 5, the big marketing push is a completely brand new Pokedex. They didn't reuse any Pokemon. Except for in the, like, end game. So, like, the base game is a whole new, and Black and White's Pokedex is a whole new game of Pokemon. But I will note that this is where that at that point is when I lose most of my knowledge in what Pokemon's names are. it's
Yeah.
like it's like post Gen 4. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna remember any of these. Gen 7 was a fun one, I'll admit, but ever since then, Pokemon have just felt less and less like Pokemon to me. Especially Gen 8 and 9. So give me 10 years, I guess. and then I'll feel
Some
more
nostalgia
nostalgic.
factors missing.
Um, I gotta say, the latest generation of Pokemon I really like. Uh,
Which gen is that?
is that Gen 9? We're on Gen 9? Sprigatito, Fuecoco, Quaxley.
Fuecoco.
All
Oh
of them
boy.
evolve into really. I did not like any of the final evolutions, and every single one of them has grown on me. Skeledirge, I was like, I feel like he downgrades, but actually he doesn't. He's fantastic. Fuecoco's great.
Yeah, I actually really like
Also,
Skeletor's as well.
Lechonk.
Chunk's okay.
How about Lokix, the angry cricket that chases you around so aggressively? Mousehold, uh, Smoliv, Fido, Knackley,
Knackley, yeah, I was trying to think of its
the
name. I do like Knackley, but I
I
feel like that one
actually
kind of gets worse when it evolves.
yeah, for real. I mean, it starts as a Mario power up, and then turns out to be just this like giant Minecraft house.
Yeah.
It goes, but then you got Charcadet, and I really like Armarouge and Cerulege, even though they look like Mega Man characters more than like
Yeah, I'm not too big on those.
Pokemon. Uh, Mabostiff. I mean, you gotta love Mabostiff, right? And his love of sandwiches. And then their regional variants are so great. Toad School, Wiglet.
They're so
You
weird.
you can't tell.
Weird.
I love Toad School.
I do like Toad School. I
It's
also
like
think Wiglet's pretty good.
as he's running around. You got the Lady Gaga bird Pokemon
You lost me.
Espartha. What?
You lost me on that one. Lady Gaga bird?
Yeah, the Lady Gaga bird Espartha. It's like what are those big ostrich? A Lady Gaga ostrich. Tinkaton, Wiglet, and Wugtrio. Also, Finizen. I really like this latest generation. This is okay. So okay, let's go back here. If you had to rank, like, give me your top 3 favorite generations for Pokemon design.
I would rank number 1 goes to 2.
Okay.
Number 2 would also go to 2, and then 3
No,
would go to
no,
2.
no, 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 no. Give me more answers
Too late. I
besides
already gave
2.
my ranking. I don't remember enough about specific gens. That's why I only have one favorite.
Well, you got to give us more. We just went through a bunch. Any of these ones?
Well,
you're
yeah,
like,
I've already
yeah.
forgotten now, though. I closed those tabs. I was done with those gens.
My top 3 are Gen 3 for number 1, Gen 4 for number 2, and I think I'm going to give Gen 9 to number 3. Looking through this, I'm like, I love a lot of these designs. Plus, you get the introduction of these, like, iron variants of every single Pokemon.
Yeah, I think the future and prehistoric variants are pretty cool.
They look cool. Their names suck.
So yeah, it's like some of the names they're just iron. Dog.
Well, yeah, all the future Pokemon, their names are horrible. The past ones,
like they're just placeholder names that they just.
Yeah, the past ones are cool
replace.
though.
Yeah,
I feel like it makes sense. Yeah, I like the Pokemon design. I think it was a solid generation. Also, we got Goldango in this generation. But can I shout out Gen 4 real quick? Gen 4.
Gen 4, I was about to say, might be in my top 3.
Yeah,
just some images.
Nobody shouted this one out, but it's really good. I mean, you get Bidoof, Cricketot and
I mean,
Cricketoon.
the Turtwig evolution line,
Yeah,
fantastic.
it's good. All the starters in this generation are pretty good.
Rotom or Rotom,
Yep.
uh, depending on how you want to say it.
Combi.
I mean, it's got Giratina.
And yeah, their legendaries are solid. Again, like Gen 3 and Gen 4 have like the best legendaries. Gen 3, it's like land, sea, sky.
I will say, yeah, Gen 3 has some really good ones. I will say, I think the legendary dogs, I am a big fan of.
Yeah.
Groudon,
Gen
Kyogre,
4 has
Rattata.
really great trio with also Arceus, like God Pokemon. But I think as like a set of 4 legendaries are really cool. Space and time, and then what is Giratina? He like represents like
The
dark matter,
underworld.
dark
Death.
dark matter,
I
and
don't even
then
know.
the creator of all 3 of them. Um, their legendary 3 though pretty weak. I'm not crazy about
Oh, yeah.
Yuxi, Mesprit, and Azelf. I think they're too similar to like Wishcash or not Wishcash.
What?
What's
Mew?
what's the Pokemon called? The Wish Pokemon.
Uh, Starts with a J.
Jirachi. I don't know why I said Wishcash. Because Wish is what
I
I
kept
thought in
wanting
my
to
head.
say Giratina.
Giratina. Gyarados.
So I did have the first three
Also,
letters kind of right,
Gen
but
4 did something bold, and that was give evolutions to existing evolution lines, which hadn't really been done before, not to the extent that this had been done in anyways. So
yeah.
we got things like Mamoswine, Gliscor. We got new evolutions. Yon Mega, a final evolution for Togepi.
Magnezone.
Oh
Uh,
man, all
I
these
forget
Rhyperior,
the yeah Rhyperior.
Tangrowth, Electivire,
Uh,
Magmortar,
yeah.
Licky Licky.
Not a huge
That
fan
like
of Licky Licky.
Probopass, Dusknoir. Like all of these were like given like a final evolution. I like the Gallade alternate evolution. Porygon Z is pretty cool too. I really liked that. But where the 3 Yuxi, Mesprit, and Azelf sucked, their other 3 were pretty good. And that's Cresselia. Well, they had a bunch of legendaries. They had too
Yeah,
many
they had a lot.
legendaries. There are way too
They
many
kind of
legendaries in
did.
Gen 4.
Cresselia, Darkrai,
Cresselia and
the
Darkrai are an
Hedgehog.
awesome combo, like yin yang combo. Cresselia is like dreams and Darkrai is nightmares. Then you have Shaman. Shaman's pretty cool. The Fiona and
Shaman is
Manaphy is pretty great too. And Manaphy
yeah,
being
they're
like
all right, but they're also very similar to the other three: Mesprit, Azelf, and
yeah,
Uxie.
yeah.
Uxie. I can't remember what they're
And
called.
then we didn't even talk about Regigigas. Regigigas is a cool design. He's a dumb Pokemon, but he's a cool design, that's for sure. His slow start makes him basically worthless. Oh man, this generation's great, but not as good as Gen 3. So yeah, that's why I think I go Gen 4. And then 4th place is Gen 1. Gen 9 dethroned Gen 1 for me. Man, these are good. This was a fun conversation. But let's get out of this because we got to jump into the next part of our show, Micah. Let's jump into today's pal topic. We are doing a heist. What's a heist? To steal something. And in the movies, like these teams are usually trying to steal something from either bad guys or they're like being tricked by bad guys. They end up being the good guys. Uh, so I don't think of us as like an evil heist team.
Yeah,
But I'm
sure.
curious, Micah, what uh what would you consider to be very necessary to a heist team? What are the roles that we need to fill here?
Gotta have the mastermind, of course,
Mastermind, okay,
and then everyone else.
and then everyone else. I know you got to
You got
have
like
like
the safe cracker.
the hacker.
The hacker as well. Yeah,
Like they're like the remote, um, the safe cracker. Is that a role that you say?
yeah. Crack the safe.
There, yeah, we're talking like what's a good comparison for a character? Like the the like the pickpocket. Like he's like, oh yeah, I'm really good at like
Yeah,
sneakily taking things.
sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, yeah. Um, we'll just call him safe cracker, safe breaker. How's that?
Well, that just sounds like they're gonna punch it.
Well, okay, safe cracker. Well, we do need muscle. We do need
Yeah,
muscle, right? The muscle. Okay. What else we got?
the getaway driver.
The getaway driver. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Getaway driver. Trying to think what else is on every single. Isn't there usually like someone that's like really into explosions?
There is in the Italian Job, at least.
Yeah. Let's go with based off the Italian job. Um, explosions expert. Explosives expert.
Yeah. So now I gotta look up the Italian Job.
Is there anybody else?
I think that's essentially everyone.
Isn't there? No, there's usually this role. I don't know what you would call this, but they're like an actor, and they usually start some
The
sort
grifter.
of diversion. The grifter, is that right? The grifter, is that what you would call
Sure,
that?
that's right. I think so.
I think a grifter's like just someone who.
A person who engages in petty or small scale swindling,
Okay, yeah, we'll call him the grifter then. Grifter.
or a con artist, I guess.
Yeah.
It's probably the more common.
Is that everybody? It's a team of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, I think that's enough. I can't think of like anyone who's going to be good for this. So,
um, I think Micah, we
are
need.
we like competing with each other? Or are we trying
Yeah,
to build the
yeah,
scene?
no, we're competing to see who can steal more stuff, and uh,
I should have been writing down these rules myself.
I have them up on a shared doc if you want to take a look at that.
Good call.
It's on the Pal Topics ideas. I think this is probably good. If there's anybody in chat that has any more ideas for what a person that you need in the heist, then let us know. But I think we'll go with this for now. So, Micah, do you want me to go first? I think we should make it a goal to not use any characters we've previously used.
That's not a thing.
Overuse of Mewtwo in these
Oh,
AI
I
stories.
will say let's not use Mewtwo. Actually, I actually had my own rule where I wasn't going to use Mewtwo because he's a little broken.
Overuse of Mewtwo, and there was some other ones that it's like Arceus. I think it's a little unfair.
Arceus? Should we just say no Pokemon?
Like Pokemon.
Actually, I got a really. Oh, we don't have a. I got a really good one for Safecracker. Actually,
That's a Pokemon.
yeah.
Okay.
It's a real dumb one.
All right. Well, then I guess we'll go with that first. Let's pick our Safecracker. Who are you picking as your Safecracker?
Well, obviously, I'm gonna go with Apom.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
Actually, Loudred would probably also be very good because it could hear the tumblers.
Man, I'm trying to think of a Nintendo character that's really good at picking. That's not Link. That's for sure. Do you hear Midna? Can you hear her?
Yeah, I was wondering what
Hacking in
that
the
was.
background. She's good. She's just got allergies.
Yeah, I don't know who would like actually be good. Who's that? What's up? Seems like a Paper Mario villain. One of those should be good at that for some reason. I don't know.
Paper Mario
I don't have a specific one in mind. Just a Paper Mario villain seems like someone who'd be good at cracking a safe and picking locks.
Yeah. Well, like automatically I went to like the Smash Bros roster and I was like, who? And I was like, Snake. Snake would be good, but I don't think we can use Snake. He's not a Nintendo
Oh
character.
yeah,
That that's not fair. List of Nintendo characters that are thieves. I think that's the way to go.
that's cheating.
That's cheating. I have to go off the
No, you can. I guess you can look that up.
Baby Bowser. Bowser Jr. Not Baby Bowser. Bowser
Jr.
Bowser Jr. as a safecracker. He seems like he'd be good at that. I'm going with Bowser Jr.
That's bold.
I just picture him in his clown car, in the clown car, like like doing
Just a clown car doing everything.
doing things, and he's like, I could just picture him doing it. Which category you want to answer for next?
I could just go down the list. Muscle.
Muscle. We've used Ike before, right?
Technically. Pretty sure we've used Ike. Actually, maybe we haven't. No, we've had to have. You've Actually, I stole Ike, so you couldn't choose Ike, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Who am I gonna pick?
I think I did in the dodgeball one, but maybe not.
Have we picked Ganondorf before?
I definitely picked him
Okay.
as something, but yeah, that's who I wanted.
I mean, like, he's just huge. He's just so big. Yeah, and it's like really wanting attention all of a sudden.
I potentially have one I want, but I also don't even remember. We've probably used him as well. Have we used Donkey Kong? I don't remember if anyone's actually chosen Donkey Kong.
I don't think we have. You gonna go? Yeah, I mean, it's your pick.
I mean,
so
if you don't, I was like, if you don't mind me stealing that one from you before you pick,
yeah, go for it.
I'll go. Let's go with Donkey Kong there.
Take Donkey Kong. Yeah, he's like a pretty stereotypical muscle character. I like looking up who's the strongest Nintendo character. Number one is Kirby. It's like, okay, yeah, sure.
Fortunately, we've already used him, or else I wanted him as my getaway driver.
That's pretty good.
Like we've also already used Captain Falcon. The only two people I know of that have kind of driven things before.
Okay, I'm gonna use my Pokemon pick here. I'm gonna go with Incineroar. We were talking about it earlier. Incineroar feels like the classic muscle, you know. He'd have a Tommy gun, be like, I'm a stealing, robbing this bank, see? All right, so now we're going with the getaway driver. Who you got for that?
It's a good question.
I have a couple picks for this one.
I guess we could theoretically also choose like any. Trying to think, what Star Fox characters have we used?
I don't think we've used any.
I feel like I've used Fox or something, or maybe I just thought about it.
Well, since we can't remember, we can just use it. Go with one of those. You want to go with the Star Fox character?
Maybe. They're the only ones I can think of besides Captain Falcon and Kirby, besides Mario Kart, that I remember people driving.
Have we used Captain Falcon before?
Yeah.
Oh, darn. Okay, well, there goes my second pick.
Yeah, I used him in... I don't remember which, actually. In one of the two. Dodgeball or football. Just tried looking up Nintendo characters that drive, and just nothing. They don't understand.
I mean, all of the Mario characters drive.
Yeah, but that seems like a cop-out or something. I don't know.
I typed in list of Nintendo characters that can race, and I got this top result.
Better.
What race/nationalities are the main Nintendo characters? Like, that's not what I meant. Not what I want to know.
That's funny. Oh. Have we used Diddy Kong?
We haven't. You're gonna have Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong on the team. There's some some chemistry
I didn't
there.
think about that. Yeah. Yeah, Diddy Kong Racing. I mean, obviously he's got to be good, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good pick.
Or or do I choose Excite Biker?
just, just just excite biker.
Everyone's just hopping on his motorcycle. No, I'll just go with the Diddy Kong.
Um, have we used
Do you know who else would
Waluigi?
be kind of good for this? Bowser Jr. But you've already
Have we
stolen him.
have we used Waluigi? We have to have,
Um,
right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure I used Waluigi, so you couldn't. I think he was on my football team.
Way driver. I'm gonna go with I want to pick something unique, and
Have you gone with
I feel like going with a
Kit
Star
before?
Fox.
He drives something at some point, right?
I think so. I feel like Star Fox is way to go. Oh, and we've
Yeah, I
definitely
couldn't remember
used
which one's like the Landmaster driver.
Falco is definitely
The Landmaster?
no. He's the flyer.
He's
I
the
feel
yeah,
like
he's
he's the
like the
flyer.
flyer.
Let's just go with
Maybe
Fox then.
I was like, maybe none of them really are specialized in the Landmaster.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That
go
was
with
probably Slippy Toad or Peppy Hair.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Fox. We know Fox escapes under pressure pretty well.
Yeah, he's used to speed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he has on several instances escaped exploding planets with Andros inside, like Death Star style. So yeah, I think he's probably pretty good. That would leave next up. So you put Diddy Kong for your getaway driver.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up is the explosives expert.
I'm a genius.
Who are you picking?
I'm gonna go with Admiral Bobbery from Paper Mario.
Okay, Admiral.
Bomberman's not actually a Nintendo character, right?
Right. I am going to go with the Animal Crossing villager. Yeah, from Smash Bros. He's always putting things in his pocket. He has the explosive cactuses.
What is having to? What is putting things in your pocket have to do with anything?
He just seems like he's capable of causing explosions. Actually, I take it back. Can I make Wario my explosives expert?
Sure, yeah, he's got that natural.
He's got natural explosions.
I think we probably haven't used him. If we had, it would have been in the football one.
T-Bone here in the chat says, "Sorry, I'm not interacting, but definitely learning." Hey, it's okay, T-Bone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the lurks. Next up, we have the Grifter. This is someone who is kind of the con artist. Who are you picking for this one? We should have gone Wario for this one. Wario would have made sense for this one.
Is, well, I'll type this on my phone so it's not really loud. I do have. I don't think it's a good choice per se, but I have a choice.
Okay. What's your
Once
choice?
I look up his name.
Oh, okay.
I am going to go with Croco
Croco? Who is that?
from Mario RPG. It's like the raptor, the Velociraptor with like a top hat.
Okay.
So why not?
I am going to go with James from Pokemon.
They're horrible. That's pretty good though.
That's like their whole thing. They're constantly.
Yeah, they're not good at it though.
It works every time they do it. They're like, who is this person in disguise? It's definitely not Jesse and James. That's what I'm going with. Okay, we've got two more roles to fill. We have Hacker and, of course, Mastermind. So who you
Save
want
the
for
Mastermind for last? I
Okay,
think.
who you going for Hacker?
I don't know. Do you have a pick for that?
I have so obviously there's like Slippy Toad, like kind of makes sense for that.
Yeah.
Um, I also kind of wanted to go with like Palutena because she kind of operates in that like in the ear support from the sky. but
I
she doesn't
guess.
actually do like technical stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So here's what I'm torn between. I am torn between Penny, the scientist from WarioWare, because she's very much the like smart one of that group and like the brains behind operations, or Rob the robot.
Theoretically, should be pretty good at that, right?
Yeah, that's kind of like his deal, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know what to go with here, Micah. Do you have anything
I think
coming to
so.
mind?
I don't think I've used him. Professor E. Gad.
Professor, no, we haven't used him before. That's a good pick.
Because he does that same kind of voice in the ear thing,
Yeah,
and he makes vacuums good, so he's probably a hacker. You know how it is.
yeah. When you can make good vacuums. Okay, I think I am going to go with out of left field here. Andros.
Hmm,
Andros is going to be Andros and
interesting.
Fox on the same team as well, which is kind of a bold
That might be
decision.
bad.
A bold decision. That's what I'm going with. So now is like the main character of the heist story. Who is the mastermind behind all of these things, or
Hmm.
and leading this particular team of people?
Got a couple pretty good options, I think, but I
I
just
think
don't
I've
know
got
which
I
one.
think I've got a top pick here. Who are you going with, Micah? Are you bouncing between ideas? I'm fairly certain my idea is not going to be one of yours. So
Okay, what's yours then?
no, you give yours first.
Okay. I'm still
It's your
thinking a
it's
little
your turn
bit.
to pick. It's your
Because
turn to
I mean,
pick.
Zelda would be pretty good, but I feel like we've probably also chosen her at some point.
I don't think we have actually.
What was my previous one? I just came up with a new one. And I was like, that's pretty good. Well, I think I'm going to go with Mother Brain.
Pretty good. Mother brain behind it all.
Oh, now I remember what my other thought was.
What was your other thought?
Well, I'm not going to tell you before. Oh,
My my
I,
pick
Purra.
is Pauline. Oh, Purra's a good pick too. And I think I picked Pauline for the same reasons I'd pick Purra. Like Pauline's got like known leadership capabilities, uh, and I feel like could lead all of these characters that wouldn't traditionally get along and help them get along.
Yeah.
The glue that holds the team together is Pauline
Maybe I should have put the hacker as Mother Brain.
and
Now I'm
Professor
thinking about it a little
Professor
more.
Egad. Oh, well, switch it up. You can switch
But
up your team.
it's
You
too
want to go
late.
Mother Brain as hacker and Purra
Then,
as
then I'd have to think of someone as the
okay.
mastermind.
I thought you were going to say Purra.
Well,
It's the
it's too late
mastermind.
now.
It is too late.
You gotta go with your instincts. I can't be
Okay.
second guessing every decision I make.
So now I will feed this into want to use Novel AI. I think Novel AI is better than a Chat GPT window
Yeah, let's do
because
it.
it's a little bit crazier. Heist story featuring Nintendo characters. All right. So I have do you want to go first or should I go first?
I'm fine either way.
We'll let you go first. You did the first picks. So we have a heist story featuring Nintendo characters, and I'm just gonna kind of let it spin with this. I'm just gonna give it the list of characters.
Just judge. Hopefully, it doesn't end with everyone just being arrested right away. It'll be like crime doesn't pay. They all got arrested.
All right, let's see if this works. Okay, so I put in here heist story featuring Nintendo characters, and then the list of characters: Mastermind, Mother Brain, Hacker, Professor Egad, Safecracker, Apom, Muscle, Donkey Kong, Getaway Driver, Diddy Kong, Explosive Expert, Admiral Bobbery, and Grifter Croco.
I
Should I
feel like you
specify
said
what
those
that's
in
from?
weird orders.
That was the list of the order of the.
Well, it sounded like you said Diddy Kong was the explosive expert.
Oh, sorry. Getaway Driver, Diddy Kong, Explosive Expert, Admiral Bobbery, Grifter, Croco,
Yeah, maybe you
from.
should say from Mario RPG. But that's not too new. Well, I guess They're just
Okay.
the original.
Here we go. Let's see what we get.
Hopefully, him being a dinosaur doesn't ruin his drifting capabilities. He's got a top
It's
hat.
the night of the heist, and the gang has just been assembled. Each member is a professional in their field. They all stand before the mastermind, eager for the job. We're here because the time is right. The item is ripe, and our leader has a plan. So
Right?
let me shut up and take roll call.
Wait, who's talking?
Then we'll see. Then I'll give you a more detailed briefing. We'll go from the bottom up. Grifter, right here, boss. Croco, you're on time for once. Explosives, all set, Mother Brain. Admiral Barbary, you ready to get things wet? What the heck does that mean?
It's a new kind of liquid explosive, you know?
Yeah, we're blowing up the ocean. Aye, ma'am. I think the sailor suit is a bit much.
I wonder if it actually knows who Admiral Barbary is.
Sorry, I get caught up in the spirit of the thing. Safecracker, ready to go, boss. APOM, you've got your tools, yes? Yes, ma'am. Good. Driver, I've got the van ready, Mother Brain. You always do. Muscle, you're with the driver. As always, Mother Brain. Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong. So that just leaves the two of us. And the item itself, of course. The mushroom? Yes.
I knew it was something.
The mushroom.
That was
the most valuable and sought after mushroom of all. The super mushroom.
It's the most basic of all.
Crying. Oh man, okay. It is said to have mystical healing properties and will make the eater stronger than 100 men. But as always, story is just a cover. This is a priceless relic, 1,000 years old, made of the rarest material on the planet. The government has hidden it away, and we have learned the exact location. I've paid off a lot of people, so it better be where I say it is. What happens if we get caught? I really like this story so far. If any of you are captured, the rest must leave you behind. The mission comes first. I'd like to put forward the option of don't get caught. Just a thought. It doesn't say who's talking. Said Croco. I'm going to add it in because that says noted, Grifter. Now everyone should have their walkie-talkies and know their roles. If anyone has any questions, ask now, said Mother Brain. Hopefully this, do we know if there are any guards? Asked Bobbery. Not that I'm aware of, but we'll need to move fast, answered Mother Brain.
No guard. This seems suspicious.
Is the coast clear? Over, said APOM over the radio. All clear. Drive around the back. Over, answered Donkey Kong. Gotcha. Over. It's really making sure. Got over in there, replied APOM. We're in position, ready to blow the safe. Over.
Wait, they're blowing up the safe?
Every sentence ends with over now. Ready. Over, replied Admiral Bobbery. Get them in there. Over. Placed, but I don't have any detonators. Over, replied Admiral Bobbery. What? Exclaimed Mother Brain. I gave you detonators. No, you didn't. Over, replied Bobbery. Ugh, all right. Someone give Admiral a detonator. Said Mother Brain. Here you go, Admiral. Over, replied APOM. Much obliged. Over. They're still saying over. They're next to each other. They're not in the walkie-talkies anymore. Just hurry up. Over, ordered Mother Brain. Planted. Over. Everyone out. Over. Wait. What about the guards? Over, asked APOM. No one's here. Over, replied Bobbery. What is this place? A museum? It's a shame that a relic like this is locked up, replied APOM. All right, everyone. We've got exactly 10 minutes to get in and get out. Let's get to it.
Have you just stopped saying over?
No, it stopped saying over.
Stopped? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, it said over in that one. Yes, sir, Mother Brain. Okay, I'm now removing over from the sentences. Stop calling me that. Why, isn't that what you want, Mother Brain? Asked Croco. Oh, haha, let's just get in and let's go. The team moves inside, following Mother Brain's instructions. The building is pitch black and empty. Finally, we're getting out of dialogue and into
This
actually
is a
story.
trap. I feel like
It looks as if no one has set foot in the place. This is a little weird, said Diddy. I know, there's no security at all, said Donkey. Well, I'm not going to complain about easy money. I don't care if there's 1,000,000 guards or if there's nothing, so long as I get my cut, said Croco. Oh, please. I know you're a crook. I'm sure you've done worse, said Bobbery. All right, everyone, we're almost to the safe. Can't tell you how many times I've dreamed of getting my hands on this mushroom. Okay, I'm going to try and prompt the story to stop doing dialogue and just get to the point.
yeah, it is a pretty long story.
Okay, they approached the safe and began to set up the explosives. Then the action began. Please give us... Freeze! You're under arrest! We've been set up! Get them! The team is immediately ambushed by a large number of guards. How'd they know we were coming? Never mind that, get them! A battle ensued, the crew doing their best to fight off the guards, who were clearly more skilled and powerful than they had anticipated. This isn't going well. I'm just gonna keep going from here. Get to the mushroom, we need it, shouted Mother Brain. No one's going anywhere, you're under arrest, said the guard captain. Shut up and fight, said the muscly ape. You won't be able to stop us, not with the mushroom on our side, said Mother Brain. There is no mushroom, only lies and trickery, replied the guard captain. Oh yeah? Prove it. With pleasure. Wait! Exclaimed Mother Brain, but it was too late. You see, there's no mushroom. Now surrender or else, said the guard captain.
I think we should have used ChatGPT instead.
There wasn't much time left. The crew needed to do something drastic and fast. Don't worry, I've got an ace up my sleeve, said Mother Brain. What? Asked the guard captain. Admiral Bobbery, do your thing. Aye, aye. The Admiral tossed the detonator into the safe and then jumped out of the way. What are you? But before the captain could finish his sentence, the entire building was rocked by a massive explosion. Got him, said Mother Brain before the smoke cleared and revealed the safe had been destroyed. The mushroom was gone. You fools! Now the mushroom is lost, shouted the guard captain. No, it's not. See? Mother Brain pointed to a large chunk of mushroom lying on the ground. But that's just a piece. It's a big piece. Besides, I have the rest of it right here. Mother Brain produced a bag from behind her, full of chunks of the mushroom. How did you... I'll never tell. No, but I will.
Wait, who will?
The crew made for their escape, having obtained the super mushroom. How'd it go? Asked the mastermind. It went perfectly, said Mother Brain. And the guards?
Oh?
Dead. All right.
No.
So that's a success, I think. That was a great story. First off, I really liked the dialogue written here. Admiral Bobbery carried your team hardcore.
Oh, but yeah.
Okay, so
interesting how Mother Brain wasn't the mastermind at the end.
Yeah,
It was just talking.
Novel AI tends to get a little bit off track with its storytelling, but that
Was I the mastermind all along? I'll never know.
So you stole a super mushroom.
Yeah,
So
priceless.
That's-
essentially so.
Yeah, that's worth the most
Thousands of years
expensive.
old.
Yeah, most expensive material in the world.
Think it must make it really powerful. So wow.
So I am going to now put mine into. I'll use ChatGPT for mine, so we get a shorter story potentially.
I feel like
You want to go? You want to go
GPT
through?
Might be a little.
Do you want me to go through Novel AI again? I was kind of hoping just for a shorter story. This is the only reason.
I guess you could do ChatGPT. Probably end up stealing the moon.
Okay, I'm gonna say generate a heist story with the following
Okay, maybe
characters.
Chat GPT will be less morally corrupt, and it will have the heisters getting caught.
All right. That's it. I'm just giving it generate a heist story with the following characters. And I have my list. Here we go. Generating story. Title: Shadow of Sapphire, the Casino Caper.
Oh no, it has a
Oh, no.
legit name.
That sounds pretty cool. In the shimmering neon-lit streets of Sapphire City, a plan was brewing, orchestrated by a cunning mastermind named Pauline. She had assembled a team of specialists, each with their own unique talents for the ultimate heist. Pauline, the mastermind, laid out the blueprint. Their target: the opulent Sapphire Star Casino, a fortress of wealth nestled amidst. Yeah, we're
She's
stealing.
gonna steal the whole thing.
We're taking the whole casino. I think that's the target. A
Oh,
fortress of
where the
wealth
thing is in.
nestled amidst a city bustling nightlife, with a vault. Its vault rumored to hold riches beyond imagination. It was the perfect challenge. Andros, the hacker extraordinaire, would infiltrate the casino's security systems, bypassing firewalls with ease and disabling alarms with the flick of his fingers. Bowser Jr., the safecracker, would handle the vault. His nimble fingers and intricate tools could manipulate any lock known to man or machine.
I don't like how much ChatGPT is talking up each member of this crew so far.
Incineroar, the towering muscle, would ensure that no one interfered with their plans. With his intimidating presence and swift combat skills, he was the team's last line of defense. Fox, the getaway driver, revved the engines of his sleek black car as he waited in the shadows, ready to whisk the team away to safety the moment they emerged from the casino's depths. Wario, the explosive expert, I really is going all in on these characters. The explosives expert grinned eagerly at the prospect of blowing open the vault. His arsenal of homemade bombs and detonators would make short work of any obstacle in their path. And finally, James, the grifter, donned his finest disguise, ready to charm and deceive his way past the casino staff and patrons alike. Ah, yeah, let's go. As midnight descended upon Sapphire City, the team sprung into action. Andros slipped into the casino's network undetected, guiding the team through the labyrinth of security protocols. Meanwhile, Bowser Jr. worked his magic on the vault, his skilled hands dancing over the intricate mechanisms. But just
like that.
But just as they were about to crack the final code, disaster struck. The alarms blared, flooding the casino with flashing lights and wailing sirens. The team froze, their hearts pounding in their chest. With a roar, Incineroar leapt into action, fending off the security guards with his brute strength. Meanwhile, Fox revved the engine, ready to make a swift escape at the moment's notice. He's like,
really
"Oh no!"
So yeah, I'm ready, guys.
I'm ready to go. Thinking quickly, Wario planted his explosives, blowing open the vault with a deafening explosion. Gold and jewels
Neither
spilled.
of us actually used safe crackers.
Yeah, spilled forth, sparkling in the chaos. Amidst the confusion, James worked his magic, weaving through the panicked crowds and diverting attention away from the fleeing team. He's working his magic. As they made their daring escapes, the streets of Sapphire City lit up with the glow of their success. The heist of the century had been pulled off flawlessly. That's not exactly how that went down. Thanks to the ingenuity and skill of Pauline and her band of thieves.
And as they literally never even mentioned Pauline after describing her at the beginning, right?
As they disappeared into the night, they knew that their legend would live on in the annals of history. Is it an annals of history?
Annals.
Annals of history? Not the annals of history.
Yeah, I think.
Within the butt of history.
I feel like it can't be that other pronunciation.
Okay, well, Micah, I don't think we have a clear winner here. So I'm going to leave it up to the listeners.
I mean,
let us know.
Obviously flawless.
Yeah. Let us know who had the better heist. Appreciate y'all tuning in for this episode of Nintendo Pals. Micah, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Twitch at Micah Brand.
And you can find me gallivanting about over on Andros. one on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and the likes. All of the places you can find us. You can also follow the show. Huge thanks and shout out to our pal Roger Pollard for the intro music and for making our logo. If you want to check out more of his stuff, links are in the description of each and every episode. Check out his work. He is very talented. And with that, can we go with final shout out to our Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/NintendoPals, where for as little as $1, you can support the chaos that is Nintendo Pals Podcast. And we want to thank each and every one of those supporters right now, starting with, of course, T-Bone, who's here in the chat, as well as a supporter over on Patreon. Thank you so much, T-Bone. Nick Lanoy, Fedorable Will, Monkey Thunder, Madison, aka Purple Riolu, Lava Plays, John Cummins, Lil Miss 7, Tim A, aka Neil Prime 33, aka Dad number 4, Seth Sturgill, LPD, Spider Shan, Solo, and of course, Mute Dog the Gamer. Thank you all so much for your support that you give to the show. We appreciate it greatly. And if anybody else out there wants to help fund this crazy, help us keep the lights on here at Nintendo Pals HQ, check out patreon.com/Nintendo Pals. Micah, give us some parting words of wisdom. And let's call that an episode.
I forgot my list.
Parting words of wisdom.
Remember to enjoy the simple things. I'm not just talking about Andrew. Drawn.
Right, that's it. That's the end.
Figure I throw just a little dig. Just spice things up. That was it, I guess.
That was it. Did you end the recording? I think we're still recording.
Oh, no, we're still going.
Yeah, you're kind of in charge of that. Yeah, you're the... Yeah.